I do. I get up really early. My morning workout really is I don't want to say therapy session because it's not like I'm really communicating things, but even if I'm quiet and I'm in my zone, that's my mental health check every morning. I love my workout. It keeps me sane. I can't say that enough. That's my time in the morning. Then, as soon as everyone starts to get up for school, the madness happens. And it's about 2 hours of madness from getting 4 kids ready in the morning, fed, out the door, on to school. I drop off school every day. And then I have a little bit of time, I'd say about 20 minutes driving back, where I just blast my music. I don't take any calls. That's my alone time. I love it. And then I get to the house and I start my full work day and I'm committed and focused. And then the madness of bath time, bedtime, dinner time. And once 4 babies are asleep, and I just cherish that time at night when everyone's asleep and I can watch whatever show I want and just have some alone time. So I do take the time for myself. I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. You said something beautiful before we started recording, and I definitely want to go in that direction because you were talking about the different platforms and how you can show different parts of yourself, but you came here because there was something specific. And I'd love to hear that because I want to go in that direction with you.
I love your podcast. I've seen it. And I think I just love seeing the reels that pop up with just a quick message that'll get you through the day, that'll remind you who you are, remind you what you need to come across and see at that moment in that day and carry you through the day.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for people to express like how they feel and who they are a little bit deeper and what's in their heart. And I think that's kind of what this podcast is about.
Yeah. And I think, thank you for trusting me. I really do value that. And I don't take it for granted. But the interesting thing there is I feel like there's a beautiful statement in Japanese culture says that we have 3 faces. One face we show to the world. The second face we show to our friends and family. And the third face no one sees. And I wonder, when you're talking about your values and who you are, what's the part of you that you think no one gets to see in all these other places that you want to share today?
I definitely think I show all my faces, but I do think that people pick and choose what they want to take from you. I do share journeys of mine that have been challenges, whether it's like law school and different projects and how starting a business and all of that. I definitely weave that in throughout. But I think that anytime you have the opportunity to express yourself in a more meaningful way, I think it's always a good thing to do, especially since I'm just a big fan of you and what you represent and who you are. So I always love to share my tips and anything that I've learned along the way, because God knows it is not easy.
Yeah.
Like parenting is so hard. Family dynamics, relationships, it is so hard.
It's really interesting you say that because when I was speaking to your mom, she was saying that about you. She was saying that you're the person that for anyone in your family, no matter how busy you are, you'll go completely out of your way. She was telling me about a particular incident, but she was just saying that you will just dive in, book everyone on the flight, get everyone there, get to that person, help them, support them. And even when it's someone who's not directly connected to you, but is indirectly connected. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but the idea of just, you reach that far out. And when I was hearing that about you from her, I was thinking that takes so much compassion and care from your side. And those are not 2 words that on some of the other platforms that people may hear about you, but that's what I'm getting talking to your mother about you. And I wonder, how have you, I feel family is the cause for so much stress for people. It's the cause for so much anxiety for people. And as you said, it's hard. How have you continued to lean in to compassion and care even when it's easier to compare and criticize and complain?
Well, with family, I mean, I was always raised like no matter what, blood is thicker than water. There's no other options. So we definitely go through our things as sisters. There's no other options. Like we will work it out. Like we are family. We are sisters. We will figure it out. And I think you just have to, I think also more compassion comes with age and the more things that you've been through. And especially I think my heart has opened up so much in that space, just spending time even with people behind bars that I'm fighting for. And I might not have even had the slightest idea of what someone's gone through or even understood taking the time to listen to people more than maybe speaking and making it about yourself. And my compassion has just grown and my empathy has grown on another level. You can't really judge people for their pace on when they choose to really want to dig deep into their own compassion and empathy and when people choose to grow and evolve. But it's so nice to have people that support that journey and grow with you, because once you realize that this life really isn't about you and it's about helping as many people as you can, all these like doors open up for you and your mind just opens up. And it's a really great place to be when you feel like you have enough, when you would chase things for so long, and when you just feel content. It's such a good place to be. And it's such an like allows for so much more compassion.
I think, and I want everyone to go back and listen to that part. I feel like you just beautifully defined compassion, and I'm going to try and reiterate what you just said. Yeah, it was so well said, because I think people think about compassion as care, and you just defined it by pace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you're patient for the pace at which people grow and evolve, that actually is compassion.
Yeah. There's nothing worse when someone is like so woke and they're on this therapy journey and they expect you to be right there with them. But it's a beautiful thing to sit back and watch people make mistakes, learn from their mistakes, grow and evolve, and just be there to hold their hand and support them. I think that's what anyone would want. I've seen so many people on these like self-help journeys that just aren't as happy, you know? And I think you just have to like sit back and do what works for you and move at your own pace and understand that it's okay that you're not at the same level as someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just such a, like everything happens the way it's supposed to. I love just people in their own journeys. And I never try to be so preachy or to think that someone has to be in my place and at the level where I've evolved to. It's great when your friends have the same kind of epiphanies as you and you want the same things, but then sometimes it's just not like that.
Yeah, definitely. You brought two things to my mind. One was what real love is. Like when you really love your family, you don't love them because they change.
Yeah.
You're patient with them as they try to change. That's what love is, because they may or may never get to the other side. And the other thing that came to mind is something my teachers would often tell me, my monk teachers, they would often repeat to me that you're never trying to get someone to the next step in your journey. You're trying to get them to the next step in their journey.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right that when we're doing self-work, we are constantly preaching to other people about the things we want to hear and the things we want to do.
Yeah. And like self-work can just be so different for so many people. You know, like my morning workouts, I swear that's my self-work. My drive in the car every day, blasting whatever music I want to, like that is my meditation. That's my zone. And that works for me. You know, when I need help and I need help figuring out different parenting things and different methods that I can use, I will reach out and get the help that I need when I need it for sure. But I also think there's no like right method of what works for everyone. You know, it's like whatever works for you, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like when people see you, and even now as you're talking, you have so much trust in yourself or trust in your inner voice. That doesn't mean I don't believe you're saying I always get it right or this is the only way. What you're actually saying is I've learned to trust my voice. And I wonder, was there a time when you didn't trust that voice? Or can you remember the first time where you started to hear it? Like, I remember the first time I really started to hear my voice deeply was probably when I was 14 years old. And that's when I could hear this voice inside of myself that was like, Jay, this is who you are. This is what you care about. This is what matters to you. You don't need to be this or be that or do it this way. And I remember I started listening to it then. And now that inner voice is really loud.
Yeah.
it's always there.
God, I wish I listened to my inner voice at 14.
Do you remember when you first started, like, because when I'm hearing you now, you're just like, yeah, like I'm very comfortable with people being themselves and I'm comfortable being who I am, which is beautiful. But when did that, I feel so many people want to live that way, but that's the thing we all struggle with.
It definitely didn't come right away. You know, I was a people pleaser and I would make decisions based off of other people's happiness for so long. And I would say, honestly, in the last few years, definitely at 40, you know, I figured it out of just following my happiness, which was really, I think, an important place for me to get to because I always put other people's happiness over my own. And it doesn't mean you disregard other people's feelings and it doesn't mean you don't care and you don't love them. But it is a great place to be when you finally put yourself first. And I will say that took a long time. And that was like relying on other people for confidence in business decisions. And it's great to have your team and to always like bounce ideas and make sure that you're collectively picking the right choice and work thing for you. But true confidence where you feel you're making the right decisions, you know you got it, you are thinking about yourself first and not just in a selfish way, but like in a protecting your heart way, it feels really good. And I might not have gotten there until I was literally 40.
And what do you think it was about the last few years where you had to turn towards that pushed you there?
I've never been an unhappy person. I'm always really happy with my surroundings. I don't need people to make me happy. I'm not really ever searching for something. I'm really content. My babies make me happy, my family, my life, you know, experiences make me happy. But when you just look around and when there's like tension and stress that is just not necessary from work, from relationships, from friendships, and you just decide to be still and not try to please everyone, it becomes just really clear. And you realize that you just want to be happy and you want to share this life and these experiences with your group of people that you trust and you love and who are super loyal. Like life is always going to be stressful and you can't control half of it. But if you can control what you put out and how you react to all of life's stresses and your response to all of that, and realizing that you could eliminate a lot of those stresses with making yourself happy first and choosing yourself, then you know you're on the right path. And once I did that, and once I chose to choose myself and be happy, so many opportunities just opened up. Things that I never thought in a million years would come my way. It seemed like clear as day that the universe was rewarding me for choosing myself and like elevating, like getting to the next level in the video game. Like I had to get here and I was always like here, just in my growth process. And once I chose myself, it was like, oh my God, the universe is opening up for you and all these opportunities are coming my way. And those were the confirmations that I was heading in the right direction. I remember saying that to one of my sisters. I was like, oh my God, it is so crazy. I got this opportunity, this is changing. And it seemed like all these amazing things started to happen in my life when I just took a second, was still, realized, wait a minute, I'm trying to make everyone happy. I'm doing all this stuff for everyone else but myself. Let me just like pull back a second, focus on myself. And then it seemed like everyone else was happier because everything was just falling into place. And that was like, I saw it clear as day. And that would like push me and motivate me to continue to just be happy and do what I wanted to do instead of what other people wanted to do. And that was like, it was like a good feeling. It really like showed me that I was making the right decisions.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And genuinely. And
it's like a good place to be when you're genuinely a happy person, you know, like no complaints.
Yeah.
Like not taking things too seriously, not taking yourself too seriously is also a little key to happiness.
Yeah, I think the energy that gets lost in worrying about something versus working towards fixing it or solving it
can
just Drained.
The worrying, if you worry about something, it's not going to change the outcome. Let's just come up with a solution. Like, let's say what the problem is, not complain. I'm not a complainer. So it's like, let's just get to the solution. Let's figure it out and let's move on.